Hey there YouTube, welcome back to Fab Automotive Detailing. Today we got a 2012 Ford Ranger, as you can see right behind me, it's red. It's actually in pretty good shape. It does have some swirls. It's a gentleman that I go to church with, and he came to me on Sunday and asked me if I could detail his truck. He wanted it just to be really glossy and real shiny, just kind of pop and stand out. So we're gonna be doing that. We're gonna correct the swirl marks that are in the paint, and then we're gonna wax it with a sealant. He wants a sealant on because it can last up to a year depending on how you take care of your paint, you know, maintenance washes and stuff like that. So let's do it.
Alright, let's give you an overview of the vehicle. Like I said, the paint's actually in pretty good shape. Clean these tires here. I'm going to use white wall cleaner to clean up the lettering. So that's going to make those stand out really good. This has a little bit of tar on it right here, but the truck is actually in really good shape. Right here, he's not sure what this is. I don't know if the camera's, I cannot see my screen with the sunlight, but it's right here. And I'm not sure either. It almost feels like glue. We should be able to get that off of there though. You know, it's just got water spots from rain. We got a bunch of rain yesterday, I think it was. See just a little bit of brake dust and stuff on the wheels. The barrels of the wheels on this are actually pretty clean, so I should be able to make those look really nice. You know, the plastic trim, just a little dirty. I mean, he obviously takes care of his vehicle, which is nice for a change. And he wants me to try to clean up the chrome mirrors. Got some bugs on it. Got some bugs on the front of the car as well. I don't know if the camera's picking that up or not. Here's some on the paint. Use some bug and smudge remover on that. This mirror here, I don't know if I can do anything with. He tried to clean the chrome with a pressure washer and got into it. I'm gonna do my best. I mean, I can make it look better, at least as far as, because it's kind of dull looking. So that's what we're gonna do. I'm probably not gonna show, I don't even know if you can hear me because of the wind. Probably not gonna show the wash process. It's wash it, strip it, make sure there's no wax left on it, and basically using a paint prep, and then let it dry overnight and start first thing in the morning bright and early and start claying it, polishing it, waxing it, making this thing look brand new. So if you remember from my video I did about those Barina LED lights that I put on in the garage so I get better lighting in here, remember I put these in. I never made a second video, but I also added them over here. I kind of put them in an arrow shape so I can get this whole side of the garage as well, because I like to use my workbench and stuff doing projects. But so here it's done, it's washed, it's stripped. This is the next morning. It's about 7:37 on a Saturday morning. Up a lot earlier than I wanted to be, but I need to get this done. But it actually looks pretty good. It does need correction, and I will show you that. So what I'm probably going to do, I don't know yet, but the plan is probably show you doing this whole side of the vehicle, probably in a time lapse, and then show you the results, because my garage, as you can see, is not big enough. I cannot walk around the vehicle to show you the other side, nor do I have room on the other side to be setting the camera up and stuff like that. So what I'm going to do is get everything set up. We'll come back and I'll show you, you know, doing this fender before, the swirls that are in it, and then after, and then we'll just work our way down, probably in a time-lapse mode. When he dropped this vehicle off yesterday, I showed him how contaminated his paint is, and he said that he doesn't think he's ever had this detailed, or maybe just a wax, that's about it. Never clayed the paint or anything like that, so I'm hoping that the microphone picks this up, because I even had him put the bag on his hand so he could feel it. Let's see if it picks it up. It's really rough. So I like to wear gloves when I do this. Otherwise it gets up under your nails and it can
just be kind of nasty on your skin. I didn't used to wear gloves. So I got a piece broke off here. I'm just gonna knead it into a nice flat piece. I like to do pieces about that big. Griot's Garage Speed Shine. Just gonna spray it on. Now I can even feel it in the clay bar. I can feel the clay bar picking it up. I know I've said it in the Corvette video. If you've watched the Corvette video, I like to use lots of Speed Shine. I'm not shy when it comes to lubrication on anything. When working on cars, mechanically or detailing, lubrication is your friend. Like repacking wheel bearings. I've seen mechanics that just put barely any grease in there at all. I shove that thing full of grease when I repack bearings. Don't want to take a chance of it getting dry. The bearings, then next thing you know, it's all noisy. As you use the clay bar, it kind of flattens out in your hand. But I don't know if you can hear it on there or not, but it's really smooth right now. Now looking at the clay, I don't know if the camera will pick it up or not. It's not extremely dirty. There's a lot of black streaks in it. Just gonna wipe the Speed Shine off. It's awfully quiet out here. Being this early in the morning, everybody's in bed still. I don't have kids running around making a bunch of noise. It's kind of nice. And remember, cleaning your paint, I should say, does nothing to remove swirl marks or anything like that. It does not remove any imperfections at all. It just removes bonded contaminants to your paint. Rail dust, brake dust, stuff like that. I'm gonna take you off here and try to do this one-handed again. Sorry if the camera's a little crazy. Trying to put this bag on my hand. Not working out one-handed. Okay, there we go. Now if you remember what it sounded like before. Here's what it sounded like before. Now here's now. Same pressure. Before. After. Okay, so here's the right front fender before. You just follow the light, you can see a lot of swirls in the paint. Looks like spider webs, just tally marks. So that's what we're going to get rid of. So I want to give you a before video so you can see exactly what I'm going to be going after. So before we get started, I got to give a shout out to my grandmother who made this apron made of micro fleece for me so I won't scratch paint when I'm leaning over, you know, doing hoods and stuff like that. It's got 3 pockets in it, and I think I'm going to have it embroidered right here, fab, at a local place here that does embroidery. So I wanted to put that out there. I know she's watching, so thank you, Grandma, for making this for me. My garage is very limited on space. It's not like the shop that I used for that Corvette. But what we're going to do is we're going to do this fender here. And I don't know if the camera's picking it out up right now off my snap-on light, the swirls. But I'm probably going to do half of it, and then we'll just bring the camera in and do it before and after. And what I'm going to use is the Boss G21 5.5 inch pad conversion. And like I said in the Corvette video, always start off least aggressive and then work your way up. Don't start most aggressive. So what I'm going to use is correcting cream. Now that is the middle of the road. I do not think that perfecting cream is going to even touch these swirl marks at all. So we're going to start with correcting cream. If this does not do it, we'll move on to the fast correcting cream, which I have, and I have the pads for. But I'm using an orange 5.5 inch pad. And just butter this thing up for the first time. These creams from Grio's Garage smell really good. They smell like oranges. They smell really good. Seems like a lot when you first put it on, which kind of is, but you don't want any of these open cells to not have polish in it. So your first time going on there, be very careful. Start with a very light speed and then move your way up to a higher speed. I have used this correcting cream many times before on my 8-inch polisher with the 5.5 inch pad conversion. This will be the first time I've used it on here, but I know how this stuff works really well. That's good enough right there. And we're just gonna go to town on it. Got a seat right below you. We're gonna start on speed 1. So you can see when you first butter the pad, it's a lot of product. And always try to stay away from body lines. I know I said that before. There's a body line. There's a body line up here. If you get up there, do it quickly. That's the least amount of paint on the car. Move up. I think what happened is I got into that bug deflector and made it kind of just splatter everywhere. There's zero dust that comes from these products. And their cream, their Boss line. No dust at all. I splattered that stuff everywhere. Effortless wipe off too. Wipes off very, very well. Yeah, see, I think we're just gonna be able to use correcting cream. We're not gonna have to use fast correcting cream on this at all. Let me show you guys. Turn the screen around so I can see it. Just follow the light until I get to where, there you go, see that? Go on. I'm gonna try to get closer to it. Swirls, gone. And that's one pass. You know, medium arm speed, not too slow, not too fast. And a speed 4 is what I use that on. Now there's a little bit right there, so I'll probably go over this panel one more time. Just a quick go over, because when I'm sitting here looking at it on this Ranger, at least, I don't know if the light's gonna pick that up, but this is actually a body line right here. Line there and right there. Very thin paint. Very thin paint right here, and up here. So I don't want to go too aggressive, but I'm going to go over it one more time and see if we can get rid of the remainder. But I'm happy with the way it just did. I mean, it worked really well. We're gonna put, I get you so I can see where you're at. Yeah, it's good enough. Just gonna put a couple dots on here. And Griot's garage products have sub-micron abrasives. That's what allows it to cut so well. And as the abrasive gets used, it breaks down and gets smaller and smaller, I guess is the best way to put it, or thinner and thinner to the point where it's not even working anymore. And you can tell when it's not working anymore as you move along. Most of the ones that were really left over are like right here, so. I love that, I guess I call that throttle. It's variable, so the least amount of pressure you put on it, the slower it goes. The more aggressive you put on it, the faster it goes. The harder you squeeze it, I guess, is what I'm looking for. Oh yeah, this is going to turn out amazing. This is going to look really, really good when it's done. This is one of those jobs where I shoot for 90 to 95% paint correction without doing, you know, total wet sanding and everything like that. You're not going to get 100%, but 90 to 95% is a really good number. Let me get a pre-wax cleanser. I wasn't real clear on this in the Corvette video. This is the Griot's version of, I guess, a wipe down like isopropyl alcohol. Isopropyl alcohol, if you use it too much on a car, you can actually start drying out the clear coat, and you don't want to dry out your clear coat because isopropyl alcohol can cause that if you use it too often. You can ask any detailer. In fact, Larry Casilla from Ammo NYC in his last video was talking about using isopropyl alcohol. He does not like to use it all the time, and I mean, I've known about that for a long time. So I like to use the pre-wax cleanser. I have 6 bottles of it left. When it's gone, I got to find something else because they don't make this anymore. But let's just spray it down here. Make sure we get any of the, if I missed any polish at all, this will take it off. And once this is dry, then you're going to know exactly what the panel is going to look like when you put wax on it. Wax is not, I don't use any waxes that have fillers. Griot's garage waxes do not have any fillers at all. So the panel's going to be what you get once you're, you know, done polishing it and you use the pre-wax cleanser. That's what's going to look like once you wax it. Yeah, that did a really, really good job. Sorry, I just blocked you guys. I don't know if I mentioned this a minute ago, so if I didn't, I'm using the Astro Pneumatic 50 SL light. Let's see if, right where I was at a minute. Yeah, it took care of all those. It's hard to watch the camera and watch the light. Just a little scratch right there. But this looks so good. And just watch this light as I go to the, let's just do it up here. Gone. It's there, and then it's gone. So now I'm just gonna move on and do the whole rest of the truck. I'm gonna do this side here, all in time lapse. One thing I forgot to mention real quick. When you do any type of polishing at all, if you have any type of black trim, these plastic door handles are black rubber trim down here. You got black seals for your window up here. Any type of black trim at all, tape it off, because I don't care how good you think you are, you're gonna run into one of them, and that is such a pain in the butt to have to clean off when you get done, because I had done it. And so I always tape off now, because it's not if you get into it, it's when you get into the trim, then you're gonna have to clean it off. So I thought I'd point that out real quick.